Good morning and welcome to Coffee and, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsockеtradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and panel.
Good morning to you. It is Coffee and time on ON Radio. I'm Ed Carew. See, April Fools, I gotcha.
You didn't get me. April Fools, I don't believe a darn thing I hear today.
Thanks, Linda. All right, happy April Fools, everybody.
I love it.
we had one that was trying to pull on us starting last night, where someone sent me an email and they requested a song. And they thought they made up the title of the song. It's an actual song, so we played it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we found it. Wow. She said, "Oh, play this song called Cool Fool." Okay, and so we did. And there's an actual song called Cool Fool.
Really?
By a Japanese group called Friction. It's a minute and a half long. They sound a lot like the B-52s, and so we played it. So there you go.
Interesting.
So, joke's on you. So be careful, like I mentioned earlier.
That's right. April Fool's
if you hear anyone that says, I'm thinking of taking up full contact golf, I think they're trying to scam you. So that's not a real thing, So anyway, I'm Joe Callahan. That's really me. That's Ed Carew over there. That's really him. Hi, Ed.
Hi, Dale.
And that's Linda Tebow. That's really her.
It is.
Yes,
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us today. This portion of Coffee is sponsored by the Carew Investment Group. Over to you, Ed, for our first message.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group. At the Carew Investment Group, we have some simple advice about investing. The truth is, there is no simple advice about investing. The old days of uptrends and downtrends lasting for days and weeks and months long, they're gone. Sometimes trends last for only part of a day before changing direction. And investing's not an activity for those who can't take the time to study each twist and turn for the opportunity that it truly presents. Since 1987, we've seen them all, and we'll invest for you the same way we invest for ourselves. Carefully, very carefully. And it won't cost you a nickel to talk about it with us, so give us a call at 765-8880. Our office is conveniently located at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thank you very much. Well, Linda, without any prompting between Ed and I, Ed came in and I said, Ed, I want to bring this up on Coffee, and I said, I got a good conspiracy theory.
Oh, all right, do tell.
And Ed said, so do I. Oh.
Really? Oh.
Well, we said maybe it's the same conspiracy theory. Maybe it is. I said, mine's got to do with sports. Ed says, so does mine. Ah.
All right.
I said,
you have me on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I said, mine's got to do with the Boston Red Sox. Ed says, so does mine. We have the same conspiracy theory.
And what would that be?
We'll see if you agree. And I said, Ed, does it have to do with Rafael Devers? He said, yes, it does. Rafael Devers is 0 for 19 with 15 strikeouts to start the season.
I saw.
Ed and I both agree he's doing it on purpose.
Oh, because he can't play third base.
That's right. He's pouting.
You think?
And I'll show the powers that be who are paying him a ridiculous amount of money since he was taken away from third base. Yeah. I'm just not going to hit. I'm a good batter.
I'll show them.
It's like when you watch a television show and you see someone that's pretending that they're bad at ice skating. They're actually really good.
Yeah.
You can only be that bad if you're that good.
Right, yeah.
So it's the same thing. He's got good back control. I'm just going to miss the ball.
That could be.
I'm like,
so he's pouting. And
pouting.
And he's having a temper tantrum.
Yes, he is.
Aha.
And
you didn't even discuss this?
We didn't discuss this ahead of time. We just came back and forth. This is mine. And Ed said, I agree. I agree. So I was listening to the so-called experts, and everyone's, the bat's too high, or the bat's too low, or his stance is too open, or it's too closed, or, that, and the other thing.
He was too good a batter, too.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. And so that's why, he's grounded out a couple of times. That's right. Got to make it look good.
Right. Every now
so,
and then.
all right, let me kind of, not bunt it, but I'll hit it up the first.
Yeah.
And the ground balls he's hit are very mediocre. They're very weak is an excellent way to put it.
Yeah.
And, if it's really outside, I don't swing at it. And he's walked a couple of times.
Yeah.
And he's got an RBI in the season.
He did get an RBI. I saw that. Yeah.
Bases loaded walk he got. Okay, fine. And but the other times I'm up, I'm not hitting the ball.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And now that you say that, like when he walks away and he just struck out, and he's like,
oh yeah,
like chipping away,
what's
like
the big deal?
take that.
And what I want to know, and unfortunately we don't know, Ed, because they never show you. You'd have to actually go to the games during batting practice. How's he doing during batting practice?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you're hitting off a batting coach who's throwing the ball a lot slower than your Major League Baseball pitchers. But is he hitting the ball then?
Yeah.
And is he hitting it well?
Yeah.
I don't know because they never show you.
They don't show you that.
So it's just a theory.
Yeah.
We could be completely off the mark.
Well, the other thing
one more thing, Linda, and this is going to happen because opening day at Fenway is Friday. Friday or Thursday?
Yeah.
Friday.
They don't play today. Today's Tuesday. They
Right.
play tomorrow and Thursday. Okay.
Right.
I think it's Friday.
Friday.
If he is still 0 for whatever with a gazillion strikeouts, the boos that are going to rain down at Fenway on him is going to be, we'll hear it here in Woonsocket.
Yeah.
It's going to be so loud.
Yeah, I'm sure. And it's too bad because he's been well loved too.
That's right.
Yeah.
But he brought it on himself.
Yeah.
When it started in spring training, when he started pounding his feet and throwing, no, I'm the third baseman.
Yeah.
And then he came out with that not silly, but kind of a half-hearted. All right, I guess I'll be the designated hitter, and that's all I hear from out of Alex Cora. He's our designated hitter.
Yeah.
Bregman plays third.
Yeah.
He's at third base.
Yeah.
Well, what if Bregman needs a day off? Well, Christian Campbell can play third base. I'm trying to think of another name.
Interesting.
And we'll put someone else at shortstop. And but he's our DH.
Yeah.
What do you want your DH? 0 for 100 with
Not
75
good.
strikeouts?
No, that's not good.
So-
Even Poppy wasn't, when he started not being good was not. But you know what I noticed about Rafi, that he looks very out of shape.
He is out of shape.
Didn't you see?
Yes.
Because he's a young guy.
Yeah.
And he's gained a lot.
27, 28,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. I mean, when he came to camp
Who did he
this
look
year,
like, Ed?
he looked to me like Pablo Sandoval had come back to third base again.
Yeah.
Whose nickname was Panda Bear for a
Panda
good
Bear.
reason.
Yes.
Yeah. He didn't. He does not look. He was never a skinny guy.
Well,
No.
He was never a skinny
But neither
guy.
was David Ortiz. But David Ortiz was in shape.
Yeah. Well, David Ortiz was
A monster man, yeah.
big one. But he was, he doesn't look like an athlete right now. He does not. He looks very out of shape.
And that's the other part. Well, I don't really need to work out if I'm just going to hit.
Right.
So
I just need to stand there and hit.
I'm just going to keep eating and striking out. So-
Yeah.
And I want now. Obviously, they're not playing today. We'll see what happens. Will Cora sit them? And we'll, anybody can DH. We got 5 other people on the bench.
Yeah.
I said pick any of them.
Yeah.
to DH and
But he has a contract too, right? So they've
Yes,
got to pay him no matter what.
and that's it. I think they're playing him because they're paying him so much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
know,
but
back,
you get to the
um,
point where, contract or none,
Oh, I
you
know.
want to win the game.
Do you want to win? Yeah. And right now they're 1-4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
1 and
how
4.
bad
Yeah.
is that? Yeah.
Well, okay, it's April and it's not time to push the panic
Yeah.
button yet. But I mean, look what the Yankees are doing with that weird bat.
I was going to say, what do you think about that bat?
All I can think of there's an old Bugs Bunny cartoon where he was the pitcher against the Gas House Gorillas, and they were the Gas House Gorillas actually using a tree trunk to hit the ball. And I'm like, it's the same thing.
Because it's
weird. It's oddly shaped,
yeah.
but they say it's within regulations.
Well, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
why isn't everybody using it then? So-
I guess Judge doesn't need that bat to hit those home runs, does he?
he really doesn't, but it's certainly helping them. So,
Yeah.
so they're doing well, and we're
Yeah. Not.
we're looking up at everybody, and
Yeah.
we're not. So
We're not.
So okay, it's just our opinions, right, Ed?
Yep.
It's just
That's interesting that you both came up with that idea
without,
at the same
without
time.
speaking to each other about it.
I
Right
just
off the-
figured he was out of shape.
That's
when
part
I
of
looked
it.
at him, I'm like, yikes, you don't look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think? 7661240. If you think are Ed and I correct, or are we are we full of sand? I don't know.
Barking up the wrong tree.
Are we barking up the wrong tree on this, and something is really wrong with Devers?
Yeah.
We don't know. As I've always told people when they say, "Well, we'll argue about the Sox," it's the things we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on in this clubhouse. We don't know what he's saying to
No.
other players and to the management, and maybe something really is affecting him.
Yeah.
But then they just don't tell you, so we don't know. So I'm just going by our observation. But I'm telling you, if he, like he said, if he's going to be 0 for 26 And with 20 strikeouts on Friday, yikes, is it going to be ugly at Fenway Park? Especially if he's in the
I
lineup.
didn't realize it was for 26. Oh,
Well, not yet.
Oh,
There's going to be a
okay.
couple of more games
Okay.
before they get to Fenway.
Oh,
Right now, 0 for 19.
over 90.
15
That's still a
strikeouts.
lot, though. That's a lot.
Yeah, hasn't got a hit yet. And the same thing, Tristan Casas, who's 1 for 19,
Yeah.
he won't be booed. He's off to a slow start, is what they'll say, and say but he'll come around.
Yeah.
But he didn't open up his mouth during spring training saying, I don't want to,
No, he
I'll play where I want to play.
No, he didn't hold his breath and
So,
stamp his feet. He did not.
They
He's a
brought it
little
on
mature.
themselves. So okay.
You know what I wonder though? My son and I were having this conversation. Is like, remember the days when it wasn't a pitcher's game and people used to hit, and the pitchers lasted more than 2 innings, and remember those days?
Yeah. And I can remember when baseball teams didn't have a closer.
Right.
That was not a role.
That wasn't a
for
thing.
anybody. That was not a thing.
But the big hitters, now Judge is a big hitter, but I mean, even Yastrzemski and Poppy and those guys, they used to hit. And I don't like a pitcher's game.
Oh, I remember, when the pitchers used to pitch 8 and 9 innings, and sometimes they'd be pitching into the 10th and 11th inning.
Yes. Keep
Yeah,
going.
exactly, and they kept going.
Now if you can get
What
6 innings
happened?
out of them, that's a big
And
deal.
I know it's changed, but why? Because
Oh, 'cause now
I'll pitch to a left-handed pitcher.
Because-
I mean, a left-handed batter.
That's true.
You know.
But there's someone on the bench with a clicker, and he's counting pitches.
Yeah.
And then the rule is once you get to close to 100, that's it.
Yeah.
We stop because we want your arm to last all season long.
Yeah.
If we throw you out and you keep pitching longer and longer and longer, by August, your arm's going to be dead and you're going to go on the disabled list.
But those
Well, we need
pitches,
you then.
those pitches lasted a long time.
Were they just stronger back then?
I mean, and I know, I'm delighted that they count pitches for Little League.
Yep.
But these are supposed to be.
But also back then, and let's go back to the 60s.
Yeah.
There were less teams,
That's true.
and so the better players
Yeah.
kept playing.
Yeah.
And then they said, let's have more teams. So once you have more teams, you start to water down the product.
Yeah.
That's true.
And so you
okay.
get pitchers that can't last, like
2
a Bob
innings.
Gibson. That's the first name that keeps coming to
2
mind.
innings.
Yeah, or
They can't go. Nolan Ryan,
yeah.
and they
No,
can't go
yeah,
past.
they can't.
go past 6 innings.
Yeah.
But yeah, when 6 innings comes around, now we're at 85, 90 pitches, and there's someone that's watching them. And unless they're throwing a perfect game, okay, it's get somebody up, and and everybody's happy. Oh, you made it 6 innings. I go, that's a little league game.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
And coming on, oh, he did great.
That's
Yeah,
It's just-
quality start.
That's
what
what
they
they all
call it.
call it now.
Yeah,
you
quality
got
start.
6 innings. You let up like 1 run. You gave up 5 hits, and the 1 run was unearned. Quality start, and 6 strikeouts, let's say, and no walks. Good outing. Yeah, good for you.
I don't know.
And yet, if they win the game, if the team wins the game, they probably win the game if they're winning when he came out of the game.
Yeah. And they just gave Crochet
they extended his
extension,
contract.
6 years for 170,
Yeah.
Why? Because he
175
won
million.
1 game.
Yeah.
I mean, he pitches tomorrow, and he looked good in his first win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right.
okay.
Yeah, that's the guy's name, Crochet.
Crochet.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting.
Enough baseball talk.
Well, now that we've solved those
well,
problems,
On
we
to-
can move on.
I don't know if we have other conspiracy theories to get to, but maybe, you never know. Ed, time for a second message from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 2190 Mendon Road in Cumberland, Rhode Island. Our telephone number is 765-8880. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal management of investment accounts, depending on what you're looking for, whether it be to have current income, a 401k rollover, or growth for the future. We'll put together a program to assist you with your goals. We've been in the business of investing for clients for over 38 years, since 1987, helping people just like you with their investments. So give us a call at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thanks. And comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. More Coffee Hands coming up. Stay tuned.
Now, here's a
Join the
surprise.
Alzheimer's Association Rhode Island chapter for our free Caregivers Journey and Research Conference, Thursday, April 17th at the Crown Plaza in Warwick. Numerous breakout sessions, opportunities to connect with statewide resources, and professional respite care will be provided. Registration is required. Register today online at alz.org/RI. That's alz.org/RI.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777, 800-230-2777, or biglou.com.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON AM and FM.
It is Coffee and. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Crew and Linda Tebow. This just came across my feed. Wait till you hear this. Now, Frontier Airlines,
Yeah.
they stepped right up. As soon as Southwest announced that you're going to have to pay for your bags, your check bags, Frontier Airlines said, come over to us, and you won't have to. Of course, it's a limited time, and you got to fly this summer, and then it's going to end in August. But for a short period of time, to get you to try Frontier Airlines, they're saying, come fly with us, and the check bags will be free. Pretty smart of them. And they're the only airline that has come up with, that decided to jump into that. None of the others did. But how about this? In a bold attempt to help reduce air travel costs, low-cost airline Frontier has introduced the industry's first ever standing room only vertical class. I am not kidding. Passengers, ready? Passengers looking to save as much as possible and who don't mind being on their feet for the entire flight can soon fly for as low as $9 each way. Depending on where you're going, of course.
Wow.
To over their 120 destinations. Now, this new product still needs approval from the FAA.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
That might overload that plane a little bit. You got people.
Well, I can't see the safety
Well,
issue.
here,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
well, let's not go stand in the galley in the back and hang on. But it's basically like this. With fares starting at just $9, passengers should not expect much. Vertical class fares include, here we go, personal standing space with ergonomic back support, secure hand straps, so there is something to hang on to, like on the subway.
Yeah.
On takeoffs and landings, okay? And complimentary knee rests on select Airbus A320 aircraft only. Okay? Now, this is fun. I think this part's funny. Passengers who want to splurge a little more and they want to upgrade to the Lean Premium for $15, all right, for what? That's $6 more. You can include a padded wall to rest against during portions of the flight. Ed, you look confused.
I'm not confused. It's just like unbelievable.
This is unbelievable. It is. But now, does that mean so all the seats will be taken?
Not all.
Well,
they'll have to take seats out so you can
people
stand.
can. But what's the difference? Somebody standing or somebody seated?
What do you mean? What's the difference?
Well, if you're on a bus or a train or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're standing, it's because the seats are all full,
Taken, yeah.
and so you're standing.
Yes.
So I don't understand.
Well, this one you're. It's like if you go to Fenway Park, you
Yeah.
can actually buy a
Standing
standing room
room
only
only,
ticket.
yeah.
It's the same thing. That's what they're buying.
But at Fenway, it's standing room only.
Yeah.
All
But the
seats.
park doesn't fly.
That's right.
Right, it doesn't, and all the seats are taken. And that's why you have standing room only.
Well-
so do you have standing room only on the plane, or
Yes.
just?
Yeah, you're purchasing your ticket for $9. That means you don't get a seat. That means if you're flying from, I mean, Providence to Baltimore wouldn't be too bad because it's about 50 minutes.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But Providence to, like, say, Orlando, that's 3 hours.
That's 3 hours.
That's standing.
But
Now
yeah,
this- what?
but it still didn't answer my question. So so you're going to be standing?
Yeah.
And for the airline now, what is the difference? It's still a body, whether you're standing or seated, and so there's no benefit to the airline
There's no benefit.
No, there
if
isn't.
They're taking out seats.
if they're taking out. That's what I mean.
yeah.
So
So we'll sell the seats faster, and then the leftovers, if you want to be on that flight, you got to stand.
well, that's what I mean. So it would be like they're all taken, so you can stand up.
Yes. Or
Maybe
people
you ought to
may
leave
jump to
the
it
seats
first.
in and reduce the price.
But if you leave the seats in, and people are standing up,
In the
won't they just take the empty seats?
Well,
once
of
once you
course
get
they
once
will.
you get up in the air, I already know that seat's not taken, so I'm,
I'm
sitting
gonna go
down.
sit in it. That's
Yeah.
what I mean.
Well, that's
Doesn't make sense.
so. Well, that's what they're going to try. What else? Okay. Vertical class fares don't come with no carry-on bag. Wait a minute. Don't come with any carry-on bag allowance.
Oh,
Passengers must hold all personal items throughout the flight. So you can't carry on a bag. So you got to check your bag,
or do you carry it on?
and then you get your laptop, you get your purse, right, Linda?
Yeah.
And you get your cell phone, and I don't know anything else you want to carry on. That's where they're going to get you. They're going to get you on the checked bags. That's probably going to cost you. All right. It still needs to meet all FAA safety standards, which are pending approval. To help with the process, each passenger will be secured with a revolutionary new harness called a lap shoulder belt. Frontier says these new restraining devices were inspired by travelers' favorite theme park roller coasters. To incentivize passengers to try it, Frontier Airlines is offering 10 bonus Frontier miles per flight taken in vertical class for a limited time. So I just want to bring that up because it just came across my news feed. I said, this is just... I mean, every flight they tell you, you say, "Oh my gosh, you gotta sit down, you gotta buckle in,
up
Yeah.
and stay
you gotta
buckled
put,
up the
you
whole
gotta
time.
put the
Keep your
seat up,
seatbelts
you gotta
on.
put the tray table
Tray
up,
table
and all
down,
because
yeah.
bad things will happen
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
don't do it.
yeah.
Now these people are like, stand.
This
interesting.
Do
will
whatever
never
you want.
fly. Is this
Pun
an
intended,
April Fool's
this
joke?
is not.
That's
Maybe it
what I
is.
mean, it's
Maybe it
April
is. But
Fool.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Or
Wait a minute.
check.
Wait a minute. Hang on.
I didn't even think about it.
After all this, you're going to tell us it's an April Fool's joke.
Now I'm going to be mad if it is. Wait a minute.
You're going to be mad. Imagine all the people listening
You know
to
what?
us.
You know what?
What? It's an April Fool's
It's
joke.
not an
isn't it?
April Fool. Well, it might be because I'm not on Frontier's website. I'm on an website called upgradedpoints.com, which talks about the industry. Okay. I'm so gullible sometimes. Yeah, this isn't a real thing.
Scaramouche.
Yeah, in the tiny print. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wait,
this is not true. So no.
Well, it was a very
Oh,
funny
too bad.
concept, though.
It is but I'm thinking if that would be something Frontier would try if they could pull it off
Yeah,
to lower the fare and so you just stand.
yeah. It doesn't make sense. Well, from one point of view, standing
Well,
is
not
better
to
than-
not to make money, but no.
That makes no sense at all.
That's all right. That's pretty good though.
Let's have a fact check on
So
that.
so feel free to call Frontier and try to get that flight fare and see what they say. What are you talking about? I
All
don't
right,
know.
then. Oh my gosh.
All right, back here in Woonsocket, two teens were arrested after a teenager was stabbed on Elm Street,
I saw
and
that.
it looks like it all stems from a car accident, and that's
Really?
that's what started this off. Two people have been arrested. One man's in the hospital recovering from stab wounds after a motor vehicle accident morphed into a violent confrontation this past Sunday between two groups of juveniles and a young adult. 17-year-old male who was allegedly responsible for attacking the victim has been remanded to the Rhode Island Training School on charges of felony assault and battery. Also facing charges is 19-year-old Ryan Sykes of Lincoln. He was charged with obstructing the police, among other things. And obstruction of justice is the investigation into the stabbing and is free on personal recognizance after he appeared in 6 district courts. So everything happened when the victim, a 19-year-old male, walked into Landmark Medical Center suffering from serious stab wounds. The victim was injured so badly he was barely communicating, could not give any details, and then was transferred to Rhode Island Hospital. Eventually, the victim was able to speak. He reported he's in stable condition as of Monday, and they were able to. He was able to get some information from them, and so they made a couple of arrests on this. So it happens. People get into this, road rage kind of thing, and
It's terrible.
and you get out, and I'm tougher than you, and like that, and we go from there. So.
And the weapon of choice is a knife.
Well, because guns are getting harder and harder to get.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
you steal one, of course. But
Yeah.
going out and getting one
Yeah.
and waiting for one, no. So we're just gonna we're gonna move on to
That's
another
a shame, though. 17 years old.
another form. Eventually, if knives get tougher, we're gonna move on to rocks and sticks. It's just, and it's too bad. It's just the way it is. Now, Ed, do you find this ironic? Because I do. Let's see if Ed agrees with me on this one. And it was just a few years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, that people were all jumping up and down and all happy, and mostly the people on the left that said you have to go out and buy a Tesla. It's another electrical vehicle, and it's the greatest thing ever, and we got to save the planet. Does your son have a Tesla, Ed, or is it just another electric vehicle?
He had a Tesla.
Okay.
He has a BMW electric car now.
Okay. Did he like his Tesla when he had it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did.
Okay.
It's always broken now.
Something else was going wrong.
There was
with
always
it?
something. There was always
Really?
something going on with it.
Wow.
And
Okay.
he had a good one too. He had the Model S.
Okay. Not that truck thing you see driving
Oh,
around.
no,
every once in a
no,
while.
no, no, no.
Well, that's relatively new. But now, it's 5 or 6 years later. Elon has aligned himself with Donald Trump, and now those same people that said you have to buy a Tesla are now burning them,
Yeah, right, yeah.
and burning their charging stations. They had a big thing on Saturday,
Yeah.
across the nation. What do they call it? Act of something, and 2 people got injured at a Tesla dealership in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
They were clipped by the side mirrors.
Okay.
By a truck. Not sure if it was a Tesla truck or not, but person was driving by the picket line they set up, and he wanted to get through, and no serious injuries with those guys. But did you just find the whole thing ironic that just a few years ago, Elon Musk was the savior of the world because he was coming out with an electric vehicle. Now he's the devil within a couple of years.
Well, what I find ironic is that
Yeah.
when the left doesn't get their way, they become violent.
Yeah. Isn't that the...
It's this is not the first.
And have you seen any videos online? Because I have.
Oh, yeah.
And they how they're defending, vandalizing cars.
Yeah.
Right.
They said, "Oh no, this is what you should do." I'm like, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
No.
and they're selling. So a lot of them are selling their car. They're getting rid of it.
They're selling them,
They're
getting
selling
rid
it
of them.
to Carvana or whoever.
Yeah, I
Whoever
mean-
will buy it.
Whoever will
See,
buy it.
Yeah, if you want to protest, that's the way to get rid of it. Sell
Yeah.
it, but don't burn
yeah.
and burn down
Well,
places.
don't burn
and
it, or don't burn someone else's
do
vehicle.
somebody else's, right?
Or they're keying the car,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
which
that,
is just as bad.
that's not right.
Yeah, but they think,
But I think the
they
further
think they're justified.
the further irony is that he was the savior of save the planet
Yeah.
kind of a thing because of climate change and everything, and folks now the people he's aligned with don't believe in climate change.
Right.
That's the real irony, I think. He made a lot of money on, let's give you an electric car and it's going to save the planet. And now he's aligned with folks that don't believe there's an issue with climate change.
Well, let me go into another conspiracy theory.
All right,
great.
here we go.
Seeing that he's now aligned with this current administration, the tariff on all vehicles that are not made in the United States is going to increase the price of cars, including electric cars.
Yep.
And Tesla is the only electric car that's made in the United States.
Oh, so their price
Yeah,
will
so
remain
so they're gonna
relatively low. They'll look
Well,
the cheapest.
I mean, it's not a cheap car.
Oh, I know it's
No,
expensive.
it's not
you
a
know,
cheap car.
But if you're going to compare, if you're thinking about buying a Tesla,
Yeah.
or you're thinking about buying an Audi or a
Yeah.
BMW or whatever, a Hyundai, whatever. Now, if all of a sudden the others cost 20 to 30% more,
Then the Tesla.
What are you gonna do?
you might want to buy the Tesla. I
Yeah.
mean, they're not all that expensive. There are some that are a lower price. So there's my
that's a good.
there's my conspiracy theory for that one.
Okay.
That's
I have
That's a good theory on that one, though. Ed. Good-
I have seen
good
it,
one.
Linda, online about the people that are burning Teslas and like that, and then said because a few years ago they were all for them, and now it's just people that are getting rid of their Teslas, and just like that, the planet doesn't matter anymore because now they're going out and buying their Hondas and
regular
Toyotas and
gas
Fords.
cars,
They're going
yeah,
and buying
yeah,
their gas cars,
cars,
and, and right away the environment doesn't matter
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh, we're going to drill more.
Yeah,
You know.
and
just the
and
whole-
they don't see the irony in this
No, that's what I
of
mean.
their
That's
actions.
That's
It's like-
really ironic. But you know what the thing? No matter what, the answer is never burn somebody else's car
Well,
or
no, it's not
even your own car.
violence.
That's stupid when you can sell it to
somebody.
somebody,
Yeah.
or don't buy one. There you
Well,
go.
that was it.
That would be the answer. Don't buy one if you feel
probably,
that way about it.
You probably saw this, Ed, on Facebook at some point. It said when the right was not happy with a certain company, they just didn't buy their product.
Yeah.
Right.
Anheuser-Busch.
Right.
When the left doesn't like your product, they burn it down.
They burn down, or yeah, no,
It's
that,
just-
that's a very good, not very good point, but it's an accurate point.
Well,
That's
yeah,
true.
and I go, but
Yeah.
boy, that's so true. And I mentioned it before. Boy, Budweiser did the exact right thing.
Yeah.
They laid low all last summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
and,
did.
and did nothing until football season came.
Yeah.
And then they came back with Peyton Manning
Peyton
and looking at all the guys in the bar,
Yeah, yeah.
drinking Bud Light, and
Yeah.
we're one of the
good to go.
boys, and we're right back with you. And, that's,
But you know, I
smart.
think Ed, you remember. I mean, you don't because you're too young. But remember the embargo on sugar, Cuba. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
Remember that? And I can remember. You know, I was like, we don't need sugar. We don't need that Castro sugar, and people stopped buying sugar.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, we weren't burning. You know, burning things.
burning
Yeah.
sugar plantations.
or whatever. We just
It
don't
almost
buy it.
seems like people have to have something to protest.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, a good protest is if you don't like Elon, don't buy his car.
Right. Exactly.
That's it.
I'm not a fan of him, but I won't
Okay.
buy. But I wouldn't have bought his car anyways.
I don't want an electric vehicle,
I
so
don't- yeah,
okay.
yeah, I
if you
don't-
if you want to have
yeah.
one,
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm not. I told you, I'm not a fan of him
Yeah.
at all. Period.
all right, we're gonna take a break here on the Coffee and program, and more coming your way. And this weather report being brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
Gradually clearing skies today with a high of 53 and a breeze from the northwest. Tonight, mostly clear skies, overnight low of 26. Wednesday's weather, mostly sunny with a high of 46 and a breeze from the north. Thursday, 60% chance of showers likely mainly in the morning, cloudy skies all day, high of 65. Friday, mostly cloudy, high of 66. Saturday, a 40% chance of a shower, mostly cloudy, high of 50. Sunday, 60% chance of showers. Mostly cloudy skies Sunday with a high of 58. And on Monday, partly sunny skies, high of 55.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street with mostly cloudy skies, we have 47 degrees. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Guiding and assisting a family as they honor and celebrate the life of someone they love is our mission at Menard Locouture Funeral Homes. From personalized memorial cards, video tributes, to individual requests, such as the presence of sporting gear or even a motorcycle in front of the funeral home, we are able to walk with you as you make decisions at a difficult time. As you plan a loving remembrance for one close to you, Menard Locouture Funeral Home will be there for you.
Hey there, Blackstone Valley. The Valley Breeze is bringing back the Voices of the Valley Awards, and we want you to be a part of it. Who's got the best burger? The coolest hidden gem in town? You decide. Nominate and vote for your local favorites and help crown the best businesses, people, and places in this exciting community competition. Visit voicesofthevalley.net to learn more and vote daily for a chance to win cash prizes. That's voicesofthevalley.net.
Somebody's gonna win $300 in cash or $500 worth of Rhode Island lottery tickets on May 3rd in the Valley Breeze ON Radio Squares contest. And you can be among those eligible to win. Just listen all week as we call out the names and sponsor squares. Check them off, and when you have a straight line of 5 in any direction, call 762-1240 to register your line immediately. Do that, and you'll be one of the 40 people who will play at 10 a.m. on May the 3rd for the grand prize of $300 or $500 worth of Rhode Island lottery tickets. So get your Radio Squares game card ready for when we start calling out our next Radio Square. You'll find it exclusively in all April editions of the free Valley Breeze newspaper or online at valleybreeze.com. What would you do with $300 cash or $500 worth of Rhode Island lottery tickets? To find out, play the Valley Breeze ON Radio Squares contest exclusively in the Valley Breeze newspapers and here on ON AM and FM radio and online at OneSocketRadio.com.
All right, it is Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us, and I'm Joe Callahan here with Ed Crew and Linda Tebow. It's April Fool's Day, so try not to get fooled, okay? Now, let's see. Ed,
Yes.
up in Mass, I have to agree with State Senate President Karen Spilka. She's not a supporter of Governor Maura Healey's proposal to tax prescription drugs. I want to pay more in Mass for my prescriptions. Thanks, Maura.
She wants to.
Maura Healey wants a proposal to tax prescription drugs.
She wants to tax them?
Yes, we want to add to it. Yeah.
Oh, she's a warm, fuzzy gal.
Yeah, adding to the tax to the budget could generate up to $100 million for the Commonwealth in the upcoming fiscal year. Spilka says she has heard some concerns about the proposed taxes and says now is not the right time for it. House Speaker Ron Mariano has previously expressed opposition to a new tax on prescription drugs. So, well, that's good that they're both against it. So when the budget comes up to the House and Senate, maybe they can just veto that thing. Let's get that out of here.
The world is trying to cut costs of prescriptions.
And we're trying to add.
And wants to make them more expensive? How bad is that?
Yeah. So,
Wow.
I don't know if you heard this, Ed, about this tax. This is the first I'm hearing of it. But it also doesn't say how much it is.
Yeah, but
Doesn't matter what it is.
1%, 2%. Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's a tax on stuff. Okay.
No tax on liquor, but we're going to tax drugs.
Yes. That are needed.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, that's one thing I think both sides of the aisle kind of believe in.
What's that?
Let's not, see if we can't get the prices of prescription drugs down. So that people don't have to make that choice. Shall I eat or shall I take my pill?
Yeah.
I can't believe she's going at that.
Well, that's in her budget, unless she threw it in
Wow.
there knowing it's not going to make it for whatever.
if-
So,
well,
can I have this instead? Whatever
I
this
got
is.
to tell you, that's going to give her quite a black eye.
Okay.
Working,
Well,
talking about prescriptions.
She's
Wow.
not up for re-election this year. At least I don't think so.
She's not?
I don't think so.
Well, people will remember that, though.
Well, whoever runs against her
It
should remember
use
that. So.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Other things going on. The second largest health insurer in Mass is laying off 2% of its workforce. Point32 Health announced yesterday the layoffs of 110 people. That will impact all levels of the organization. Point2 Health is the parent company of Harvard Pilgrim and Tufts Health Plans. I used to have Tufts. I always thought they were good. But now the company blames increasing financial pressure on insurers as the reason for the job
Well,
cuts.
uninsured is.
It always comes down to money.
Yeah.
Didn't Jane work at Tufts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tufts Hospital.
yeah. not the
hospital.
not
She was
the
at,
health
not
plan.
the insurance, the hospital.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, some people have a lot of time in their hands.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. And a man down in Providence decided he was going to scale the scaffolding that surrounds the Superman building in Providence. So just, like a ladder. Just climb up this baby. 27-year-old man facing charges. They found him climbing the scaffolding of the Superman building. Kevin Stevens was arrested, charged with disorderly conduct and trespassing Monday night. Police say it's unclear why he was climbing up the scaffolding.
Because it was there.
That is so simple. Because it was there. And I said, and maybe he probably had a bet with a friend of his. I bet I can climb that.
Yeah.
There's $20 that says you can't.
Yeah.
Off he goes.
and plus, it was a scaffold. It's
It's
not
easy
like
to
he was
climb.
climbing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, easy for him. I
Yeah.
would never think, the height.
You ever see there's a movie about the man that the tightrope across the World Trade Centers back in the 70s?
Yeah.
And fascinating how he did it, because they certainly don't have the security that they had now, and it shows how he was able to just go up and get on the roof and things like that. But you can't run across this rope, so he walked really slow, and the police were waiting for him on the other side
I'm sure they were. Yeah.
to arrest him.
Yeah.
Because he had no
But he
permit.
did it.
He did it. He made
I've
it.
always wondered how you got the rope from one building to the
Yeah,
other.
exactly.
See, I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
I haven't either,
Did
but-
he? Can you throw it? Is it with? I don't.
Oh, I don't.
Can,
I don't
No,
think so.
that'd be
No?
one. No.
Then how did he do it? You get
I
the rope
give
from
up.
one side to the other and tie it off and make it tight. And I thought he just threw it, but
Carry a pigeon.
I don't
No,
think
carry a pigeon.
I don't think they were that close together.
no,
right.
I don't think. Yeah.
Unless he
Crossbow?
had like I was going to
Or
say
a
a bow
sling-
and
Bow,
arrow kind
yeah.
of
Yeah.
thing and fling
Yeah.
it and
Yeah.
hope for the
Yeah, you
best.
see that in the movie
Hope for
sometimes.
the best.
They
Yeah.
do that. They shoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it pulls the rope over.
I mean, Batman did it all the time.
Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah.
throw that
Yeah.
thing, and it always hooks onto a pipe, and
Yeah,
everything works
yeah.
fine.
Bing.
All right, so
Alrighty.
that's what's facing him there, and then we got this guy. I call him. Here's a real beauty. It's a trial of the former North Kingstown basketball coach, scheduled to begin today in Wakefield. This guy has pleaded not guilty to second-degree sexual assault and second-degree child molestation, stemming from the
Fat test.
the fat tests he would do on the boys in the locker room.
Yep.
Or in his office,
In his office.
inside that's
Door
inside the locker
closed.
room. In 2021, several former students claimed the coach of calling them into his office to check their bodies, and some of the boys were allegedly naked during the fat tests. He was arrested and charged in 2022. His name is Aaron Thomas, and his trial begins today. So. It doesn't look good for him.
No.
I don't know what defense they are using
I don't know.
at
Innocent
all.
until proven guilty. But,
Well, that's right.
But.
But how many? We've got several. How many of these former students are going to come back
Yeah.
and testify against him?
Yeah.
I'm sure quite a few.
Yeah, it sounds like.
And it was and who knows how long it was going on for. And wow. Okay. And the other trial that gets going today, Karen Reed. Starts today with the picking of the jury.
Election of the jury. How are they going to get a jury?
I don't know how long is this going to take, because who, especially in Massachusetts, who hasn't formed an opinion
Yeah.
on this? And that's always isn't that always the first question they ask? Have you formed an opinion on this?
Right.
And maybe some people haven't. And maybe some people are like, I don't care, or like that. But I haven't run into anybody that hasn't formed an opinion on
That
this.
pick sides. People have picked sides right along.
Yeah. And but it starts today, and there's a new buffer zone. It's the that
200 feet around the buildings.
and it goes up the road. So the jurors can't hear the protest outside of the chanting of "Free Karen Reed." That all starts today. I know the defense wanted to bring somebody to testify, and the judge said no. So they have to alter their defense. But okay. But I just wonder how many people are going to show up today to start the protests and and the support of her.
The clip I saw in the news, they were already there at
Already?
7:00
This
this
morning?
morning. Yeah, they were already there with flags and everything. Yeah.
Wow.
And they said they've already called the next team of jurors for next week, because in case they don't get them this week,
time, just
which
keep coming.
I can't imagine. I mean, everybody's heard about it,
I know,
and I'm sure people have. Well, and they can say, "Have you formed an opinion?" They can say, "No." Really?
I mean, you can't say no,
You
but
could say no.
Do
But,
they, will they keep questioning you though, like that?
well, they said there were like 30 questions
that
they're
the
asking
jurors
the
have to answer.
jurors, yeah.
Okay.
This has got to be
See,
put to rest, though. Huh?
Yeah, and I hope we don't end in a mistrial again. But once again, I can't be on the jury. I had 2 reasons. One, I'm not in Norfolk County. And 2, she's from Mansfield, so they wouldn't pick me anyway. Whenever I could get called for jury duty, I never get told to go to Attleboro, or because someone from Mansfield might be there. I always have to go down to Fall River, or New Bedford, because the odds that I would know someone down there on trial
right,
are
yeah.
very, very, very low.
Yeah.
So just being from the town,
Yeah.
having an address in town would just be automatic. You're not on. So, but it all starts today. The craziness starts today up there in Massachusetts, and I don't know. What do you? I haven't heard of anyone saying, "Oh, it's going to take us a week to pick the jurors." Have you heard has anyone guessed on how long it's going to take?
It could take a long time.
Okay, so
They
more than a
were
week.
talking about possibly 400 people being interviewed in the first batch.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
And they already have the second batch waiting in the wings.
I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they're thinking that. For both parties, for both sides.
Yeah. Were there any people supporting the family, the O'Keefe family?
Yeah.
Do you ever see any of those people
I
on
know
the news?
you don't. No, you don't.
You don't.
You see Free Karen Reed.
That's all-
Free
yeah, that's all
Karen
you
Reed.
see.
That's all they pick. That's all
all
they're showing us.
Yeah.
That's
there
all
may
they're
be-
showing us.
There may be
you
some
know.
for the other
Yeah.
side too.
Okay.
Because I think they're more like, they've got the big signs.
Oh, they're louder.
and they're louder. Yeah.
Okay. But I've said it before when I was, this was almost a year ago, that I was on vacation at Disney World, staying in line to get onto the Avatar ride. And someone asked me, because I was wearing a Boston Red Sox shirt or a Worcester Red Sox shirt, and they said, and someone in line pointed out to me, she goes, "Oh, what do you think of the Karen Reed case?"
Yeah.
And I'm in Florida.
You're in Florida.
I said, "How do you know about the Karen Reed case?"
Oh,
I'm from New Hampshire originally, so we're following it. So it was good. It killed a good half hour in line waiting for the ride. It was great.
Yeah.
This is what's going on, and this is crazy. And but I wonder what other people around us thought. Who's Karen Reed, and why are they so interested in this thing? So, all right, so that's what's going on in Dedham. If you got nothing better to do, feel free to take a ride to Dedham and see what's going on over there. Let's see. Do you know who Jennifer Coolidge is?
Yeah,
You know who Jennifer Coolidge is, Linda?
it's an actress.
She's an actress.
Yeah. I don't think so.
She does those
Discover Card.
Discover Card commercials right now. Blonde hair, tall woman, talks about Discover. Everybody takes Discover now. That was always the big thing against Discover is no one took it anymore. Oh, you're living in the past. Discover's accepted everywhere. 98% of the places, I think they said.
Something like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's her.
Oh, okay.
All right. And she's been in a bunch of shows. Did you ever watch Two Broke Girls?
Yeah.
Okay. She's the there's the 2 girls that were trying to
Yeah.
do the muffin thing,
Yeah.
but their friend in the building, she might have been the landlady.
Right. Okay. Yes.
That's
yes,
Jennifer
yeah.
Coolidge.
Oh, okay.
Talk with
okay.
a real thick Polish
Yeah,
accent.
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
her.
That's
all
her,
right.
okay.
I bring it up only because she's going to be the commencement speaker at Emerson College
Oh, really?
this year. Yeah. She is an award-winning actress. I don't know what she's won awards for, but she was part of she graduated. I always knew she was from Massachusetts, but she graduated from Emerson
Oh,
in
really?
1985. I wasn't
okay.
aware of that. So she'll be up there telling some good jokes. So
There you
that'll
go.
be a good time for the.
Well, I'm sure she'll be an interesting speaker.
Oh, I think so too. Just talk about her career and how she went to Emerson and
Yeah.
how she got to where she is in,
Wow.
in Hollywood now. So good for them. I think they'll enjoy having her.
It's
that.
almost time for graduation.
Yep, and it's time to. When I see where my daughter goes to school, not that she's graduating from college, but they've already put out on Facebook. Hey seniors, get ready! It's 50 days to graduation.
Yeah.
Wow, that's gonna come quick.
Well, it is. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the Trump administration Oh, we got to take a break. I'm way over. All right, I'm going to get to this in just a minute. So more Coffee Inc. coming up. Stay tuned.
WIC is a supplemental nutrition program that plays a crucial role in improving the health and well-being of women and children by providing access to healthy foods and essential services. Learn more at health.ri.gov/WIC. Sponsored by Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Spring Sale and get 30% off paints and stains March 28th through April 7th. With prices starting at $34.29, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop. Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop. A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Hello, my name is Paul LaValle. I'm a Knight of Columbus with Woonsocket Council 113. Our annual Palm Sunday breakfast is April 13th at Good Shepherd School Gym, 1200 Mendon Road, Woonsocket. Tickets are $15. Children 5 to 11 are 10. Under 5 are free. Menu consists of scrambled eggs, home fries, baked beans, French toast, sausage, coffee, and juice. Tickets can be purchased at St. Joseph's Rectory or any member of the Knights of Columbus. My phone number is 401-651-5533. Thank you for your support.
It's Coffee In on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Ed Carew. And the Trump administration wants to go after Harvard University. They'll be reviewing nearly $9 billion in federal funding for Harvard University and its affiliates. The administration's plan is reported to be part of an effort by the administration to root out anti-Semitism on college campuses. Harvard affiliates include the Boston Children's Hospital and Mass General Brigham. Harvard President Alan Garber says if the funding is stopped, it would end life-saving research and put important scientific research in jeopardy. All right, so more investigating going on. So that's the world we live in now.
Yes, it is.
I mean, if it's going towards good scientific research, okay, good. But what else is it going towards? And I just hope we get the right information. So
exactly.
You never know. So, well, anyway, a missing painting of George Washington has been recovered in Colorado. It's 200 years old. The 200-year-old painting was reported stolen in January of 2024. It was found abandoned in a Denver hotel room. So a staff member at the hotel gave it to a man who was staying there. Hey, do you want this? And so he took it and kept it for a little while, but eventually returned it to the police. Police are still investigating the original theft. We don't know where it was originally stolen from. Maybe Washington, D.C. I don't know. So,
Now that could be a conspiracy.
There's
Why
a good
would
conspiracy.
A staff person be giving a painting to a
well,
guest?
it's not ours. We don't want it. How about you?
Yeah, but a staff person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Was it a cleaning person or was it the front office staff? I don't know.
Or was it somebody that
like they said they got? Well, it was abandoned in the hotel room. So here come the maids.
Yeah.
To clean the room, and someone left a painting behind.
Yeah.
Does anybody want it? Not knowing it might be worth something. It's the only thing I can think of.
Interesting.
Can you imagine what the maids find in hotel rooms?
Yeah, but not paintings of George Washington.
Well, that would be of odd things found.
Yeah.
That's right at the top.
Yeah.
Someone leaving behind a painting.
Exactly. Of George Washington.
I mean, when I stay in a hotel,
wouldn't it make you wonder? Let's see who signed this, or you know.
even when I stay in a hotel, and it might even be for just a couple of days. In fact, I did this over the last weekend. I was up in Maine. When I check out, I still look in the drawers
Oh, just
that
in
I
case.
haven't even used.
Just in
I
case.
know I didn't put anything
Yeah,
in
right,
there.
exactly.
But I should look.
Just in case.
Then what's
Just
in there?
Just in case. No,
That
but I mean, I think about that. A painting.
I know. It's got to be, I don't
And
know,
usually
2
those
feet by 4
portraits,
feet.
they're
big.
pretty big.
Yeah. So, okay, I don't know. And a Bible that belonged to O.J. Simpson, sold at auction. Someone paid $80,000 for it. Why?
Why?
I don't
O.J.
know.
Simpson.
Now, Simpson's friend and attorney, Robert Kardashian, yes, of those Kardashians,
Of course.
Senior, who has passed away, by the way,
Yeah.
gave O.J. the, quote, Living Bible back in the 1990s when O.J. was going through some other legal problems then. I think we know the legal problems.
Yeah.
Anyway, ahead of the auction, Kim Kardashian, Robert's daughter, tried to buy the Bible that contains a handwritten message from her father.
Well, yeah.
But the Simpson family declined the offer from her and sold it to somebody else.
Really?
Went with the high bid. But why someone would buy it for $80,000?
Well, really.
I
mean, I could see the family wanting it back.
I can see that too.
That makes sense.
Especially if there's a handwritten note
Right,
from your dad
exactly.
in there.
That would make sense.
Yeah,
To,
but no. So
interesting.
Memorabilia,
sports memorabilia.
All right, let's see. Other things going on. April Fool's Day today, by the way, that dates back to 1582.
Really?
First recorded April Fool's Day was in France of 1582. Now, they believe this started because the new year used to begin on April 1st.
Okay.
And then, I forget what pope it is, probably Pope Gregory. They changed it with the Gregorian calendar and said, let's make it January 1st.
Yeah.
Well, way back then, we didn't have the internet.
No,
We didn't have no TV, no radio, no phone, no nothing.
No,
So
they didn't even have Pony Express.
none of that. So getting the word out was a little difficult. So for those who didn't get the word about the change, were called fools because they didn't realize that it was the new year started 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And so they started playing tricks on these people that they considered fools because they were celebrating New Year's when New Year's happened
On April.
3 months earlier. So
That's very interesting.
yeah,
You missed that. Ed, you missed that.
how April
Very-
Fools
Oh.
used to be the New Year used to be on April 1st.
Oh.
And then the Gregorian calendar came in and everything changed and they moved New Year's to January 1st, but getting the word out was tough. And some people missed it. And so now they're celebrating New Year's on April 1st. They were the fools because it had already been the new year.
Oh,
So-
I see.
That's an interesting story.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
That. I like
So,
that.
okay, Ed, do you like The Who, the band?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if you heard, The Who played 2 special shows at London's Royal Albert Hall over the weekend for the Teenage Cancer Trust. Great. And during the first night, Roger Daltrey, the lead singer, he shared an update.
Yes, he did.
He's going blind.
Yep.
Is he?
I'm like, wow. Now, he said, the problem with being in that job is you're supposed to go deaf. Music's so loud.
So loud, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, he told the crowd, and now I've been told I'm going blind. Now, he didn't divulge the severity of the diagnosis or how it will affect his future. Last year, his bandmate, the only surviving bandmate of The Who, Pete Townsend, opened up about The Who reuniting. He said, I met with Roger for lunch a couple of weeks ago. He said at the time, we're in good form. We love each other. We're both getting a bit creaky. I like that. Because, boy, they have to be pushing 80, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we will definitely do something next year. It's unclear if he was referring to the show, the Teenage Cancer Trust show they just did, or if there's more in the works.
But he did say he is also
Roger?
deaf, going deaf. He has to
Both?
use hearing aids. Really, he says that's part of our own fault. We were just too freaking loud.
Well,
Yeah.
is it the loudest concert ever recorded? A
Yeah,
Who
I
concert?
think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we did it to ourselves.
And he's calling. He says, "I'm Tommying."
From
Deaf, dumb,
Tommy.
and blind kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's not dumb.
Yeah.
But,
Well, no, he's not.
but
dumb.
he's turning into Tommy Walker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I just wonder if it's just an age thing. Is he just getting glaucoma?
Well, it could be macula. That's
mac-
probably
okay,
that
that's it.
macular
And it's
degeneration
just-
is more.
it just
yeah.
comes
yeah.
in on you, so-
Probably. I mean, I don't know for sure, but we see that in
Yeah. Well,
some older people.
Well, it doesn't mean he can't perform if he's blind. Look, Ray Charles performed
Well, not
all
hearing.
the time.
though,
Stevie
could be-
Wonder still
yeah,
performs.
Yeah.
So you just have to memorize all the lines,
Yeah,
so you don't forget. But and that's too bad that it happened. I forget which one blew out his ear when Keith Moon's drums exploded on that TV show. I forget. Could have been the bass player. He was standing right next to it, John Entwistle, and they planned it. They had some small explosives, actually too much. And on the last note, Keith Moon's drums exploded.
Wow.
As a look at us kind of thing, but John was
Yeah.
right next to it, and
Yeah.
now I can't hear out of my left ear. Thanks, guys. All right, that does it for the show for today. Thank you very much. Remember, Frontier Airlines is not selling standing room only seats.
But it was a good story. It was a good April Fool
It's
trick.
a great story.
Yeah.
But it's not true.
After 10 minutes and trying to figure out why it made no sense.
Right.
And that's why it made no
That's
sense,
why.
because it's not true. So if anyone's trying to sell you some Frontier Airline tickets real cheap, it's not.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Vertical. What did you call it though? Vertical.
Vertical space or something.
Vertical
something-
space. I like
something
that. I like that phrase. Yeah.
All right. All right, Ed Crew, thanks for coming in today.
Always a pleasure.
All right, and Linda Tebow, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure as
All right,
always.
I'm Joe Callahan. Want to remind you, Gary Smith will not be in today, so there's no Do You Remember program today on ON, but enjoy your day.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
NBC